Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are back for another live stream. Brr, 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 brr. I gotta fix my air horn settings on the roadcaster, so just bear with me. Next time, we're gonna have some real ones. But y'all, I'm excited for this live streams. Thank you all for joining in, tuning in wherever y'all are. Please let me know. You don't have to put your zip codes in there, but just let me know what city you're from. I'm trying to see where y'all at. Because one day I'm gonna take this on tour. I want to know where everyone is. So tap in, tap in. Also, I really want to know if you're watching live or catching the replay, right? If you're live, you joining on the conversation, you part of the whole thing. But if you're catching the replay, you're part of this too. So please put in hashtag live squad or replay gang. I want to know if you're with me real time or catching it on the other side. If you are, please still comment, join in on the convo, ask your questions because I will still answer them afterwards. It might take me a couple business days to get to you, but I promise I will get to you. We're having a really cool conversation today, all around just content creation, the creator economy. And I'm really excited about this conversation. Oh, Sophia, welcome, welcome from Temp, Arizona. Man, I be seeing you in these driverless cars. And I actually saw one for the first time the other night. I was actually thinking about you. I got to send you the video. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Y'all, technology is advancing. I think that's kind of in par with this whole conversation that we're having tonight. This creator economy is growing very rapidly. And I don't know about y'all, but when I was growing up, there was always like this, like, you got to get a real job. These things are just hobbies. And I feel like times are changing right now. Like, I don't know about y'all, but like, what was something that when you were growing up was it was like your parents would tell you like, oh, it's not a real job. You can't do it professionally. Focus all your attention on a real job. My dad, he would always call video games pacifier time. Anytime he's heard I was playing a video game, he's like, oh, you want your pacifier? You good? You good? He would like always do that. But now people out here making millions and millions of dollars streaming video games. It's kind of crazy. Um, but now, yeah, like T Pain, I remember seeing he was talking about he makes more streaming online than he does like going on tour for a concert. It's like this whole creator economy is getting like very, 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 very profitable. But I think the first time for real that someone actually came up to me, oh, what's up, Stephanie? All the way from Harlem. I'm gonna hit up the mayor of Harlem and tell you to get you like a tourism badge. You always represent it. Um, oh, I see one comment in dancing. Dancing was a thing. Yeah, there's dancers now all the time. I saw this one video of someone, he was wasn't even from America. And I remember he showed like his whole transition video when he first started dancing. He was super off rhythm. It was crazy. It was bad. I would have told him you got to quit right now. But he showed his progression of learning and continuing to get better and better. And next thing you know, I forgot who he was on stage with. It might have been Sierra, but essentially whoever it was, he was performing on a concert, killing them, hit him all the moves way better than I could, like a lot better than my own two steps. So it's crazy. Like there's so many more opportunities that exist now. I think when I was younger, like around high school, I was working at this soccer dome. I played soccer, love soccer, everything. And I was getting paid to work there too. But I remember there was someone who came in to play, by the way, and he was like, well, you want to get a real job? He was working construction and he just looked at what I was doing as like it's a little something, something, but it's not like a legitimate income. So it kind of put this like weird association with things that I love with like, is it like for real? Started questioning it and started feeling like shame around some of the things I was interested to. Then kind of transitioning into getting older and ended up driving Uber in the gig economy and not even realizing what this was that I was witnessing. Um, oh, I see a few more people in here. I'll get to y'all in a second. But yeah, and just not even identifying that like it was something that I wasn't really proud of and also wasn't very super good at it, but it was a legitimate way to make money. And I didn't notice that things like a gig economy or following our hobbies and passions are legitimate pathways to establishing like legitimate careers, profitable businesses, etc. And I'm seeing the same patterns that exist in the creator economy. And something I'm realizing like the past few years is that like if it wasn't for this creator economy, right now I would be working in e-commerce, stressing about tariffs, trade deals, and also people finding out that things in China are a lot cheaper than products made in the US. So like my biggest problems back if I was still in the e-commerce industry was like all of those things. But now my biggest problems are like, can I get a million people to convert and make a purchasing decision? It's just like a whole different world. I like these problems now than the ones with like like, oh, everything's going to go belly up depending on who's in office. So there's so many ways to be a part of this new economy, and I'm really excited to have this conversation with these two people I have with me. um, Real job, not a real job, whichever way it is, people are out here making money. What's up, Dominic Lawson? Podcasting for sure. He said podcast was not a real job. Definitely was not back then. Helen Martinez Fernandez, thanks for joining. Crafting, and now people have craft workshops, tours, and collaboration. Very true. I actually didn't even know how big this industry was until speaking with Lisa Wolf. Oh man, I butchered her name on live. My bad, Lisa. But she has won a couple of podcasting awards for her podcasters all around craft. So he has a whole entire world out here. Um, Stephanie chimed in. She said, I'm amazed at the money, the dollar signs in the dog walker industry. Back in the day, it wasn't considered a real job. Oh, that's interesting. So many different things that, like, essentially our parents' generation would have laughed at, but now their established business. So, anyways, without further ado, I'm really excited about this conversation because we're going to talk about this event that happened recently, the Connect Conference, powered by Teachable in collaboration with Creator Economy NYC. I saw so many people on LinkedIn talking about it, and I almost like tried to figure out a way to get over there, but I was like, you know what, let me chill. So I'm actually very grateful for these two creators. I love everything that they do, and they agree to come on and just share what they learned so I can live vicariously through them. So without further ado, let me bring up Mimi Gonzalez, a social media impact creator reshaping the mental health conversation for creators and workplaces. Love that. And Justin Malone, creator, consultant, story first strategist, helping creators monetize their story. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. How are y'all doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having us. I'm honestly so excited. I'm so excited. I'm trying to contain my
I'm proud
excitement.
too. Don't contain it. Let it out.
Honestly, Mimi speaking for both of us. I'm super excited as well. Happy to be here. It's funny for both of you all. I met you all on LinkedIn. Now we're jamming here, seeing both of y'all in person as well. So it feels good to be connected with my friends on here.
Right?
Yeah.
Y'all just
Yeah.
chilling. That's the power of social media, right? Yes, you never know
Yes.
like who's gonna like honestly, content has helped me make friends. Help me make friends, right? Like I'm now in Atlanta. I didn't know anybody here, but just because I was like in podcasting, just started meeting people. And it's like, okay, I don't gotta be alone. Y'all could come hang out on my podcast. I have real friends.
Hey, we have
Um,
Liam in the chat. What's up, Liam?
Yes.
oh,
Thanks for
Yes.
joining
oh,
us.
Liam. What's up,
hmm
man? Lee and I, we were in the Creator Accelerator program together in the same squad, man. I love your content, Lee.
Wow.
Congratulations on everything that you've achieved so far. It's really amazing to watch, very inspirational. Or it is inspirational, but I meant it's inspiring. It's both of those things. You're doing a lot for the people. So appreciate it. Oh, more people popping in. Rachel Ray Gathers. What's up, Justin? Okay, the
What's up?
Justin
What's up?
fan
What's
club is
up?
in. Um, I got a question for y'all, but before then, I gotta speak to the people, right? We're talking about creator economy stuff, right? And I'm very curious where everyone is in their journey right now. For everyone watching live or replay, let me know, where are you in your creator journey? There's no right answer. However you define it, I want to know. Um, but Mimi, Justin, question is a little bit different for you.
Okay.
I'd love to hear about where you are in your journey, but really, I'd love to hear if this conference kind of aligned with where you are right now and where you want to be. I'll start with Mimi,
Yeah.
ladies first.
Let me stop. Um, yes, and also I kind of want to ground the question that you just shared with the people too, with a key insight that was shared at the conference, which was you don't have to be like, I think the word creator, and even I remember having this conversation with Liam too, and like other creators at the conference, that a lot of people cringe like identifying themselves as a creator, right? Because people
Mm,
kind of typically think as an influencer and like all of the things that kind of can come with that. But if you want to take it from the knowledge economy, right, which is really where B2B creators, business to business creators, or Teachable, right, like a brand like Teachable, really invests in a term that they used at the conference, which was infopreneurs or
okay.
knowledge creator, right, where you have an expertise, you have your niche, you have specific knowledge in a specific area, and you share your expertise with people, right? And so I really kind of want to ground that in the conversation, because I think that is what allowed me to have access to the creator economy, is by being a B2B creator. Like, I have a business and really leaning in on the things that bring me joy and passion, which has always kind of been educating other people on things that matter, social impact, mental health, whatever, and being an infopreneur or knowledge creator. So I think that's going to open the gates for a lot more people, and can kind of reduce some of the cringe that comes with the word creator. So
You know what's
just wanted
interesting
to share
about
that.
that? I just want to hear from you in a second, but like the whole kind of identity around that, it makes me think about just like there's like differences, right, that exist in creators. I was at some Adobe conference and I was asking people like, as a content creator, what's your best advice? Like, I'm not a creator, I'm behind the camera, but there's a lot to creation. But identifying with you say infopreneur,
Hmm.
does that give you more clarity and confidence in what you're doing, or do you feel like it's just like a little too narrow? Because I know like like the creators who aren't on LinkedIn, right? All the jokes about LinkedIn creators, actually, I find them all hilarious, but it's like a legitimate
Same.
thing, right? Like the being an infopreneur versus being an entertainer, and there's elements to both of it. But does that kind of give you more clarity into how you want to show up?
For me, I'm an and also. I'm always going to be an and also. I've always feel like I've been in between worlds. So like, I honestly, I feel like I'm a creatorpreneur. Like, and I love edutainment. Like, I love curating information in a really entertaining and real and radical raw way. So that's kind of how I identify. And also, to your question earlier, where I am in my creator journey, if you will, I've recently become monetized, and I'm still working on, like, making that more consistent and like have bigger brand deals and stuff like that. But I have a couple in the works right now. I've already had a couple this year. And I made the goal on January 28th, y'all, that your girl was
Oh,
going to become a monetized creator. And 2 weeks later, I already had my first brand deal. So it's
I
really
remember that
just,
moment too.
yeah,
oh
I
yeah.
remember. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that. Like, it doesn't have to be some like, long lost dream that you have to work towards and work and grind your whole life for. Like, it can happen sooner than you think if you believe in like sudden positive shifts and building community with amazing people like yourselves. And yeah, just standing on business and sharing the things that bring you joy. So, and I'm gonna stop
Okay.
talking so Jay Money can talk.
Oh, J Money. Also, is that
What's
like
up?
a hold on, I'm gonna look that up. I feel like that's like are you a J. Cole fan at all?
No, I
Me?
literally just brought that
No,
up
no.
today. I don't know. I just call him Jay Money.
Oh no, I just think of like the January 28th is just like a anyway, it don't matter. If you know.
Oh, I see what you did there. I
Just
see
you
what
see
you
what I'm
did.
doing? You see where I'm going?
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
know in the
yeah,
Got it,
yeah,
comments
got
if
it, got
yeah.
it,
y'all know
got it,
what I'm
got it.
talking about. Yeah, Justin, J Money. How was
Okay.
the conference for you?
Conference for me was how can I say this? I don't want to sound too prophetic. I was in the right place at the right time at the right moment. That's what the conference was for me, to really just drop some bars on everyone. Something that was shared at the conference was the best time to start was yesterday. And if you can't start yesterday if you haven't already started. So the best time to start is right now. I'm a walking testament of that. Unfortunately, I actually lost my job about a month ago. And one of the first people I reached out to when I lost my job was Mimi. Let me tell you what Mimi told me. She was just like, hey, so you have no excuse to not come to Connect. Come to Connect. She pushed me on it. I bought my ticket, got my flight, everything situated. I know it was God telling me to be there at that moment. I've always considered myself a creative person. I have a passion for the intersection of media and technology. Content creation has been something that I've been passionate about. I've been creating content on LinkedIn for years. Have not taken it as seriously as I believe I should have. Over the past like year and a half, I started to take it more seriously. But just transparently out loud, like outside things, both personal and professional, to kind of get in the way of my true passion. So now, not having a job in this very moment, I'm all the way in there. So to answer the question of where I am on my journey, I'm at the beginning, um, part of my creatorpreneur journey. As I'm starting to work on my business as we speak. But just taking all of the knowledge I've garnered over the years, it both in a 9 to 5 job and also just working on things on the side as well. And the conference in of itself was perfect for me because I left there feeling confident that I can do this right now, and I actually don't think that it's going to be as difficult as I thought it would be before entering into the room.
I love that. I wasn't sure like how open you wanted to be about,
I don't
you
care.
like
My
this
my
this
We
thing
have
is
to
journey.
be
So I
open.
love it. Yeah, I love
I'm
it.
a walk. If I'm going to tell other people that everything is tell other people that they should be authentic and with their personal brand. If I'm going to tell other people that stories have power, and I want to help people do that, then I need to tell my story. So I'm here. So I'm going to tell my story.
Hey, tell your story. And y'all listening and watching in, tell y'all story too. We got a few people who shared their journey. Liam, that's actually is hilarious. Liam Darmati said, I have no idea where I am in my creator journey. I won't define it for you, but Liam's doing this thing out there, y'all.
He's so modest. I
Uh,
can't. Stop
right?
it.
Oh
He's
my
playing
gosh,
in our
y'all.
face right now. Liam knows what
For
he's
real. I don't know. You know what? Actually, you know what? He's not playing because he's on a whole different level. I don't know how to define where he is. Out
exactly.
here doing his thing.
Exactly.
Helen, she said, I'm in the content production phase of my journey, but want to be in the self-employed creator phase at some point. I see you, I hear
Mm.
you, manifesting good energy for you, Helen. You got this. Stephanie Cole, I could use some wise counsel to help with my creator journey. I'm willing to take time to do the work, but I want to be strategic. I'm excited about what it looks like when Stephanie feels very, very confident about where she's going because what she's already doing is really dope. This is a space of like learning, and there's no hierarchy. Ask your questions. It could be a stupid question. I love the stupid question because everyone asks those questions, even though people think they're stupid. So ask away. We'll answer it real time. Or that's what I said.
No, no,
No,
no. We're
Liam.
laughing at
Liam.
Liam.
Oh, Leo, we could get you Leo in a second. Sophia, the people who joke about LinkedIn don't even be on. Yeah, for real. I blame LinkedIn for that too. I was updating my app recently because anytime you don't, the app kind of goes crazy. And I saw I said LinkedIn job and networking platform. I'm like, man, y'all gotta tell a little bit more what's going on.
Mhm. Mhm.
Liam, y'all are making me blush through my beard.
That was the
Love it.
one. That was the comment.
Right. All right. So next question for y'all. It actually kind of ties into everyone watching and tuning in. Where's somewhere you want to learn more about? Let me know in the comments because if we don't get to that, we'll kind of follow up with that too. But back to y'all. Back to y'all. Um, this conference looked cool. All the videos and pictures I've seen afterwards look cool as well. And I'm really curious about what it was like for y'all. But before then, do y'all know who my favorite superhero is? You want to take a guess? Nobody in the comments. You want to take a guess? Y'all are not feeling brave. Mimi, Justin, you don't want to take a guess.
I would say Drewski, but that's a story for another day. So I had to. I'm sorry.
Um,
You know what? I don't like
hmm,
y'all's guesses. Justin, you think I don't even want to know where you're about to go with it. I'm gonna just tell y'all, Robin Hood. Because Robin Hood, growing up,
Robin
favorite
Hood.
hero, because
I would have never.
he was out here for the people, right? And I like to
Mhm.
everything that I'm doing. I really love to kind of it's the whole each one teach one thing. Taking what you learn and sharing it with the people. And sometimes when it comes to conferences, you don't always know if it's gonna be the one, especially
Mhm.
because the prices are going up and going up. I was just at a festival recently and I was just creating content there. I went inside the content, but I had more fun talking to people in the line. People were waiting there for hours and hours. They were going to go get their refund afterwards and everything. It turned into a really interesting piece of content. But just the fact that people kind of invested their time in getting there, but it was kind of like a event, wasn't worth it. So for y'all, hold on, this is okay. Y'all's guesses are hilarious.
Yeah,
Stephanie is
I saw
guessing
that one
my
too.
hero,
Yep.
Smokestack Brothers. Man, but yeah, how was the conference for y'all? Liam out here saying it was amazing, still riding the high. Did we all miss out?
Y'all missed out. Y'all missed out.
Maybe it's trying to
Straight
be
up.
not just right now.
Not even
On
hold you. But, and I think just, we sat together during this part, but there was a session on FOMO, or fear of missing out, and it was from
Mm,
our girl Shira Lazar, who
Yeah,
kind of reframed FOMO to JOMO, which is, instead of fear of missing out, can you reframe it to the joy
joy.
of missing out? And that to me is like twofold. So like I think it's a powerful reframe, 100,000%, because I can't tell you how much FOMO I've definitely experienced, like being from a small city with not a lot of resources and just not being in New York, honestly, even Atlanta, y'all, or Chicago, or LA, that, like, these critical hubs for amazing entertainment and like creative experiences that Hartford, Connecticut just does not have access to. And one of my big goals is to bring that to Hartford. And my one of my best friends in the chat, Helen, she's here. And that's a goal of ours, is kind of like to really like nurture the creator economy in Hartford. But anyway,
mm,
it's like the JOMO. It's like, okay, what, and I think for me, that's why LinkedIn is such a powerful tool, because over the last few years, I haven't been able to go to Cannes Lions, or like, all of these events that are happening all around VidCon. It's a lot, and that shit gets expensive, like it adds
mm,
up. So, but that's why I think it's important to have to curate your feed or curate your connections on LinkedIn, because then you can have access to what these creators learned right at these conferences. It's definitely not the same as being there in person, but like what we're doing tonight, it's like the whole word is like access, and that's like a huge word for me in my creatorpreneur journey right now, is as I get access, how can I pay it forward and like give more access to other creators. Um and I think that honestly, Teachable as a brand, okay, Creator Economy NYC, what Brett is doing, like I owe them nothing. Like, just real, I think Teachable is doing incredible work around access. Even they had, and I can send it to everyone, follow up with everyone too. But earlier this year, a couple months ago, they just hosted like a 3-day business webinar, like how to be like
mm,
a monetized, knowledge creator, or monetized infopreneur, if you will, and brought in experts that were all at the conference and got to share their experiences and things like that. But anyway, like they are creating access for people to get this information, activate as much as they can, and kind of pay it forward to other people. And I think that's what every brand should be doing. And I also think that's what every creator could be doing. Like, even if you don't have access to all of these things, okay, but you have so much experience. What can you build in public with? What can you share from your story that other people don't have access to, or don't know where to start on how to get that information? So
mm.
yeah, that's like a
Okay.
key takeaway for me,
Um,
was like access.
I like that. For anyone watching, when they want that webinar, comment Mimi, put me on, please. I'm begging
Yes, I'll
you. I
send it
will
to
do the
y'all.
whole thing, but let us know in the comments. All right, Justin, what about you? What about you? What was like some of your takeaways, the energy? You already told us we missed out, so we get that. But what do you what's like one takeaway that you kind of left with?
So this is gonna sound very corny, but Connect was all about connections.
Hmm.
I felt like everyone in the room was so intentional. I've been to numerous conferences, and some people seem like they're like mightier than thou and think they're better than you sometimes. We were in close proximity. It was so rewarding to like bump shoulders with people I've been seeing online for years that I'm like, I love their content, and just having conversations with them, running into people that I've connected with for months, if not years, on LinkedIn, and meeting them in person as well. It was just very rewarding to do that. And this is not a plug for LinkedIn. This is not sponsored. LinkedIn, if you are watching this, please throw us the bag if you like what I'm about to say.
That part.
Um, but I think what separates LinkedIn from every other social media platform is the fact that you can truly build in public, like Mimi shared, get people to start to really enjoy your content, take those conversations to the DMs, transform that into a virtual coffee chat, And then you can make internet buddies and turn those internet buddies into real life friends. And my personal hypothesis, thesis that I'm already seeing happening live is to truly build a community. You can start digitally, but you have to have some kind of way to meet them in person. So these conferences are the
Mm.
perfect opportunities to do that. And Connect in particular was the right conference for that. It wasn't a whole bunch of YouTube creators, which there isn't anything wrong with YouTube creators. It wasn't a whole bunch of TikTokers or IG influencers either. Once again, nothing wrong with them, but there's just something about LinkedIn creators um, having a better understanding of business, the creator economy, not just purely entertainment, education, true knowledge, running. I don't want to say entertainment isn't a business, but having a more traditional business with clients and services, things like that. It was a lot of those type of people at Connect, which I love because that's the lane that I'm in. I'm definitely a knowledge creator with some edutainment in there as well.
I have to
Okay,
add to
well,
that real quick, if that's okay. Um,
what was yours?
just also just regarding that too, like I mean, same thing, like just to be able to also, I think anyone can throw an event. Any brand can throw an event. And I can't tell you how many creator and influencer events I've been in, conferences I've been to over the last 2 years, right? Since I really started taking like my content journey like more seriously. It's like there's a difference. Like it's ego driven, right? I don't get that from LinkedIn creators. I mean, I can't, we're not a monolith. So I don't know. There might be some people moving that way, but I haven't seen that, and
I
like,
could name a few people.
yeah, but like I feel like the majority it's not
They
transactional. Like
weren't at
people
Connect though.
genuinely, yeah, they weren't at Connect. Connect was all good people, like people who genuinely just like want to see you win and like there's multi six figure earning creators, right? I'm thinking about the Gabby Beckfords of the world, the Colin Rockers of the world, right? Like Brandon Smith, like Jay, like these amazing big influencers that we see on LinkedIn that I can confidently say like I'm genuinely like friends with, and like to even have like a mirror reciprocated to you, be like, Mimi, I love your content, like, I can't tell you how many. I'm
That
I'm not
part.
even gonna hold y'all,
That part.
so many people came up to me. I low key felt like I don't know. It's like, okay, one of the big things takeaways is said embrace cringe. Okay, so I'm embracing the cringe right now.
Mm.
Um, so many people came up to me. I low key felt like a celebrity. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Where people were like, and I had a couple interactions that were like really emotional, and people were saying like, Mimi, like your content like saved me in a really dark time, or like Mimi, like seeing you post so openly like gives me permission to share really openly, or even these other bigger creators that I just mentioned, like Mimi, like no, you're doing your thing on LinkedIn. I see you. I'm rooting for you. Like so you just really never know who you're impacting, and for me it's like bigger than the content, and I think that's exactly what I see with these other creators. Like they're living just like us, but they're trying to navigate in this economy. Come on, like everybody's trying to get their bag, and like, but I have so much more respect for people who are getting their bag and helping other people get their bag too. So Connect is really, that was just an amazing place to be. It was such a privilege to be there.
I want to
Man,
double
that's
down
beautiful.
on that. I want to double down on that. I know I made the comment earlier. I'm saying that I left the conference feeling more confident in my abilities, and I don't think it's going to be as hard. That is not me saying that I don't think it's going to be difficult, but I had similar interactions as well with people at Connect telling me like, "Hey, Justin, I love your content." Um, Creators with 3x, 4x the amount of followers I have recognizing me, tapping me on the shoulder for a hug before I saw them, and I was just like, you know me, what? So I was like, wow, okay. So I have been putting in the sweat equity. I
Mm.
have been embracing the cringe moments. It is starting to break through. So,
Mhm.
all right, let's get this thing cracking then.
Yeah, man, y'all, I'm here with the big dogs out here, the celebrities. I love this. Let's talk about cringe for a second, and then I want to hear like what's something about well, I'll say that we're gonna go back to the Connect conference, but cringe. When y'all said that, I immediately thought of Wallow, not because I would describe him as cringe, but like he's talked a lot about the things he did that are, people will call him corny, right? For those who don't know, Wallow. He's someone. Well, I won't give the whole explanation, but essentially, what he did for a long time was these videos where he would like be around the corner. He would run up to the camera and start like dropping some games, some motivational gems. He looked crazy while doing it. He said people would call his cousin like, "Yo, your brother out here running around in the rain, talking on the phone, man, like a weirdo." But those videos hit, man, every single time. And I think like there's like a lot of things that we won't do because it seems corny. I'm speaking for myself right now. Things are like I do it, I'm like, I don't like that, but just kind of embracing that and just letting it be. Just it's kind of like it feels corny doing it, but that's what people want in a sense. So for y'all, what are like some of the things that you felt were cringy, too cringy for y'all to do before that now you're like, you know what, I'm about to step out and just do it.
For me, it's easy, y'all. Like, aside from everything, all the content y'all see on LinkedIn, like I've been like really growing my TikTok and my Instagram. Not like a whole bunch of followers, but I have a really tight knit community, and I think to me that's like more powerful than anything because I have a community of grievers. So for me, like when I started talking about death and grief because 36 people died in my life, I really don't think it gets more cringy than that because you're like crying in your videos and you're sharing openly about your traumatic experiences and like real life thoughts of I refer to myself as the zillennial griever, like half Gen Z, half millennial, whatever, but just like really navigating death and grief and everything that comes with that. And I literally think my theme song should be let's talk about death, baby. Okay, because that's really like if you're not following my content on LinkedIn, I'm at the cemetery and I'm creating content at the cemetery. I'm interviewing someone about their experiences with loss and stuff, and I
Or making
can't tell
appearances on
you,
the news, you know.
or getting interviewed by NBC, right? LOL. Thank you for your help preparing for that interview, by the way. Well, I really appreciate that. But like I felt really uncomfortable. I'm like, yo, if I want to be a creator and I want to get this creator bag, I'ma just embrace it. Like here we are.
Let's
And
cringe
if
it up.
anything, let's cringe it up, turn it all the way up. And I feel like if anything like that, when you're able to like detach yourself from that and really what every other person is thinking, you give yourself freedom and you get to liberate other people while doing it too. So cringe it up, y'all.
Cringe it up. All right, Justin, what about you? Because you're not new to this content thing. I remember seeing some videos you were doing in like 2022, 2023, and I was late to seeing your stuff. So what's something that's kind of cringy that you're about to like lean into?
For me, I consider myself a digital storyteller at heart. So, like a phrase that I've really been living by in general, but definitely in this season of my life, the story will be told. So,
Mm,
any part of my story that I believe should be shared, it will be told. The
Mm.
good, the bad, the ugly, the nitty gritty, the personal, the some where some people may be like, did he really go there? Yeah, potentially. I may go there because I want people. I think about who I was as a teenager. I think about who I was in my 20s. And I'm just like, the things I know now, I wish I knew them then. And
mm,
yes, I wouldn't be who I am now if I knew them then, but I can help someone that's younger than me, who's a step or two behind me. If I just share my story, unfiltered, raw. So if I think it can help somebody, if I think it can make an impact on at least one person outside of myself, it's on the table to be shared potentially.
man,
Mhm.
it's such a good thing we don't have time machines yet. We'd end up like messing ourselves up even more. Like be like, go back, like,
I
oh, you
agree.
got to do this. I wouldn't listen to myself. Like, what are you talking about, man? And then yeah. Um, Sophia just dropped a comment. I love
Mm.
this. I love this. Shout out to you, Sophia. She said, I stopped caring about being cringe when my DM started filling up with people wanting to pay me to
Mm.
help them get over their cringe. Ha, ha, ha. Qualena
Facts.
laugh. Man, that was like some like Denzel. I forgot what interview. It was like, they won't be laughing when they see my wallet. I see you, Sophia.
Mm,
Yeah, I like
well, and to
that.
that part, I'm corny, y'all. Like, listen, we're diving in this, but I'm an organizer at heart, activist, community organizer. That's really how my whole journey began. And we know from the Fred Hampton said the revolution will be televised. Well, I feel like the creator economy is we about to be monetized. You know what I'm saying? And like, there's a new revolution happening, and we have to use our platforms for good. And like, that was one of the main driving forces behind me even wanting to become a content creator, is like, because there are so many marketers and influencers and creators. I'm like, that's really what you're deciding to use your platform for? Or like, even people who are pretty solid people and like have great content but just don't know how to use their platforms responsibly. And so for
Yeah.
me, I'm like, okay, I honestly think there's a huge opportunity for people who are working in DE&I and social impact and anything of that space to become knowledge creators right now, and to get their bag in the creator economy, because we just have ways on how to leverage our platforms responsibly that no other influencer could really do, because they don't have access to the information that we have access to. Hence why this is like the perfect time. But I just really feel like I had to say that really quick. So yeah, embrace your niches. There's riches in the
You
niches.
you out here dropping
Fact,
quotables.
facts.
What'd you say? What?
Quotables. You got quotables.
Quotable.
You just
Quotables?
wow.
What
Say
was
one
that
at a
quote
time. You
again?
got
You said something about the creator economy being monetized. Did you say the whole quote again?
Just that the creator economy will be monetized. That's it.
she's so good. She was able to repeat it. Sometimes I'll be saying something, be like, "Oh, what you say?" It's like, I don't know. I don't know. She, professional. Will be monetized. I love that because it can look differently for everybody, right?
Hmm.
Like, I think for a long time we kind of all looked at creator economy as influencers, like creator equals influencer, but creator could mean so many different things. I was sharing earlier on LinkedIn that I realized I'm a product of the creator economy because I have a job in this kind of industry that's specific to content creation, and that all came because of not because of years of experience, just because I started creating and people are like, okay, cool, he seems cool. And then just kind of continue to bring me along. At some point, they're going to realize, like, oh, Walt don't know what he talks about, but he just keeps on doing stuff. So until
Mm,
then, we still out here. Speaking about who's out here, James Higgs, welcome to the show. Appreciate you. Thanks for being a part of it. Y'all make sure
yeah.
James Higgs, he's out here on YouTube and also streams on LinkedIn. He's out here bringing a lot of like high level conversation around the technology that's used to help you level up in your creator economy.
That's awesome.
Um, y'all, we do have to. I think we do have to have like a
We need some
intervention with
sazon.
a lot of people on LinkedIn to be like, hey, we love what you're doing, but we gotta spice it up out
Spice
here.
it
But
up.
yeah, I love the mission.
That-
Love the
But
mission.
that's why we have some of the people on this panel right now. Like
Mhm.
other people engaging in the comments as well. Actually interact with one another. Check out people's profiles, content, see what they do. There may be some people who are creator strategy consultants and stuff like that who can help people with some of that type of stuff. So,
Mhm.
you know, it's possible.
Mhm.
Thanks. Thanks. There's another comment I want to read out, and then I want to get to like some like tactical things that y'all learned from the
Mhm.
Connect conference. But Helen shared that something I do that feels kind of cringy is recording myself at community events or just around the neighborhood. I swear it gives influencer gentrification vibes, but the people are actually so thankful that I'm talking about and sharing our community. Oh, that's kind of blurry.
Comunidad.
Community
Yes.
dad.
Wow.
Okay, I haven't been on Duolingo in a second, so I was like, let me embrace community dad.
I love it.
Today someone was sitting in their car low-key staring at me while I filmed it. For once I didn't even care. Bother, carry on. Ha ha
Let's
ha. I don't
go.
know how to laugh,
Period.
but I had to
We
do that.
we call that
That's what's up.
breakthrough. That's breakthrough right there.
Yeah. You know what I do if someone stared at me? Let me pull out. Let me go home. I'm gonna do this at home.
Well,
But yeah.
literally, real quick. So I posted a TikTok like not too long before we jumped on to record. Y'all, I have a confession to make. I am literally that person where I will pretend that I'm on the phone FaceTiming, okay, in public but I'm really recording a video to post, and like I'm like, okay, no, I can't do this. Oh, let me walk over here. Oh, let me do that. Like it's literally such a mental game, and I'm like, bro, I just need to let this go and just do it. Or like Brett says, fuck it, create it. Like just do it, you know. But it's real. It's a real mental shift. But real quick to what you were saying earlier, I feel like, and then I feel like this is a good segue to like the tactical things and the tactical pieces. So we had Terry Rice was one of the speakers on the monetization panel,
Oh,
with, and I love Terry. Him and I met, I think, a couple years ago. I just loved what he was doing, and I learned a lot from him as a speaker and even as a creator. Like he has this content matrix that I still use pretty frequently. And his wife and I are she's gonna be on the podcast to talk about the grief experiences that they've had. So we trauma bonded over our grief. But anyway, Terry said something I think all of us can like really benefit from. He said, and I wrote it down because I got my little Teachable notebook right here. Okay,
I
what
got
did Terry
mine
Rice say?
too.
oh, okay.
Okay,
Y'all ready for the brand deals? No big
yep.
deal. Okay.
So Terry said, you get paid for who you are, not what you do. And I think that's like so important because like really like there's, and we even talked about this too, like anyone can go on Google and like make a search, right? I don't know about y'all, but I use TikTok as my like primary search engine, and then I use chat and then probably Google. But the majority of folks still use Google as their primary search engine. But even with that being said, right, like there's so much information out there, but people are going to want to get the information from you, the way you're able to curate it, the way you're able to disseminate it, right, in your voice, in your tone. Like people just want to hear from you. And I think that's something that's a permission slip for a lot of people, because you often hear, and we talked about it at the conference, with like the creator economy being like oversaturated. Like all I hear whenever anyone says that something is oversaturated, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be over here living in my abundance mindset while you living over here in your scarcity mindset, because all I'm hearing is lack, 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 scarcity, scarcity, scarcity. Like my
Mm.
previous version or our previous versions might have lived there, but this next chapter that we going to, oversaturated my behind. Like no, like there is enough for us to eat and to create, and no one's gonna be able to do what we do like how we do it. You know, so yeah.
Facts.
Hmm.
Facts.
I want
Real
to. I
quick
want. I
before
want to
we
say.
get. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to say something on that. When Mimi shared about Terry talking about want people wanting to hear from you and your voice, right? There's this concept called being a key person of influence. I forgot the guy's name who came up with it, but he learned that Google did some research, and it typically takes a person about 7 hours of engage in seeing 7 hours of your content to truly start to trust you, to want to buy from
Mm.
you, right? And also they need to interact with the 11, they need to have at least 11 touch points as well. So if you want to
It's
think
more now.
about it,
It's up to like 16.
oh wow. So think about
Hmm.
it, 16 touch points, 7 hours of content. So my question to everybody is, do you have 7 hours of content? If you don't have 7 hours of content, you cannot truly anticipate anyone truly trusting you. Not saying that they don't, but you can't at least anticipate that. Until you hit that 7 hour threshold with at least 16 pieces of content, expect no one to buy from you, expect no one to trust you. You may have your few. Of course, you may have your mom or somebody like that in your family, but we're talking about people who don't know you at all. If you want to get them to trust you, you have to have at least those 7 hours of content. So I'm always thinking about,
Mm.
okay, I need to produce more content so I can at least hit that 7 hour threshold. I don't know if I may have already hit it. I don't know, but that's just something to think about.
You know what? With that, I guess there's also like the reminders too, because there's so many people out here. Like, it's not even that people have like an attention problem for real. It's just that there's so much out there. People completely forget that you have the service, or they may have seen you over here and I didn't realize you had that service. So I like that. That 7 hours, 16 plus touch points. And I guess there's some like recency and relevancy there too. Mm.
Hmm.
Um, I love that there's a whole side conversation happening in the chat on LinkedIn.
That's the best.
And shout out to Liam. He kind of did a little teaser about the whole cringe conversation. He said, I post pictures of my clean laundry and me dressed as human s'mores at cringe. And I just had to share for people who are like, tuning in on LinkedIn or just can't go to the pic real quick. Liam's
I
Halloween
love
costume,
it.
man.
I love it.
We out here running through the neighborhood with chocolate bars and stuff. You said we got candy. Oh, that's
Okay,
hilarious.
pero real quick,
Mhm.
look at that engagement by him embracing the cringe. Okay, look at them
Mhm.
Oh,
impressions. Yeah,
what's that?
okay.
How
Mhm.
many digits is this on the engagement?
There we
What?
go. That's what I'm talking about.
Elmo can't count that high. That's what's up. All right.
Yep.
So you already kind of gave one text I actually really like with from Teachable. And shout out to Terry Rice. Shout out to the whole Rice family. Um,
Yeah.
but what was something else? Just I'll go to you actually. What was a tactical kind of takeaway that you're taking away from that conference?
To be honest with you, since you just showed Liam, results over cringe. Honestly,
Mm,
results over cringe. They talked about that in the knowledge creator portion of the conversation. Um, Truly embracing it. I know we've been talking about cringe already on this call, but just really understanding that if I say no to creating a piece of content, I'm allowing everyone on LinkedIn and honestly any other platform that I want to create on as well. I'm saying no to them too.
Mm,
So if I'm cringe with any piece of content, whether it gets a couple of views and a couple of likes or thousands of views and likes like Liam's, I at least gave them the opportunity to say yes or no. I gave them the opportunity to decide to engage. I gave them the opportunity to share it or
mm.
not. So who am I to deny them the opportunity to say yes or no to me? So the
mm.
results are always over cringe.
Mm.
Can't be making choices for other people. Okay,
Exactly.
I like that. I like that. What else? I want to go popcorn style. Like I'm like y'all talk about the joy of
Yes.
missing out. I don't feel any joy. Like right now, I feel joy because I'm getting it, but I'm still feeling the FOMO and jealousy and everything. So like, what are some
Well,
other like
Ooh. Oh, you got,
takeaways?
you
well,
got, you got.
with that, right? She also had another reframe of JOBH, which is joy of being here. So I think, like,
Mhm.
right, there was the fear of missing out, right? And there's the positive reframe of like the joy of missing out. But I think there's power in where we are right now, the joy of being here, of just like embracing, like, look at what you did, Walt. Like, you weren't able to go, but look at the platform that you're hosting right now. And I think that's so powerful. It's just like access. Like, there's still ways to get access to the information even if you're not able to be there physically in the room. And I'm just going to share something like super transparent. I have not shared it publicly at all yet, but just a way to get a brand deal or a way to be creative around it. If anyone went to connect and like took really detailed notes of every single session, every single creator, every single thing, or like whatever event that you go to, take like really, really solid events, notes, share it with the team, see what's going to happen. Who's taking the
Yeah.
time? I literally did
Mm,
that with Teachable, and I will may or may not be getting spotlighted soon on their newsletter. I don't know, may or may not be, but it's just you can create your own opportunities by thinking outside of the box. Like, you have to, like, one of my business coaches, and this is something I'm always gonna like be grateful for. You have to use access. Use what you have right now. Leverage what you have access to right now. She always used to say, the conditions that exist today are perfect right now. Like, we have to just tell ourselves the conditions that are in front of us right now are perfect for the opportunity that exists today. And just rocking with that mindset, because the more you grow, the more access you're going to have, the more network you're going to have access to, right? And so, yeah, just kind of doing that and like having the joy of being here where we are right now and like iterating as we go. Um,
mm,
so there's that. But I wanted to share like a really clear tactical thing for where I am too in my journey that I heard at the conference. And this was from Jack Appleby, who is a creator like on a wild level right now. Everyone should definitely follow him on LinkedIn. But Jack Appleby, and he did a whole his thing was embrace the cringe. That's kind of really where like it set the tone for the event and stuff like that. And all of the folks are kind of referring to that throughout the conference. Um,
I wish you all could have like seen the moment. Brett was running the panel. He was like, "Yeah, so let's talk about cringe." Hey, Jack. So
yeah, and everyone just started laughing and like turned their heads to Jack, like, but he embraced it. He embraced it
yeah,
in real time. Um, but with that, I'm like, look, I'm sorry, I'm looking to the side. I'm just like reading my notes. But he did he spent a good amount of time on like newsletters and just like really focusing on before the newsletter, like with your content, like trying to make every piece of content operating as like a lead magnet, or that something that can be highly shareable, adding value to someone. And something that I wrote down here that I thought was like super powerful. um where is it? Dang. Basically, okay, so he said like don't create knowledge products because that will be a small number of your audience, right? So we're talking right now
Mm,
like B2B creators, infopreneurs, people on LinkedIn, right? Like LinkedIn is still genuinely overall used as a job searching and networking platform. A lot of people don't know the power of LinkedIn, like how we're leveraging LinkedIn. It's changing, but that percentage is still so small. And Jack kind of touched to that. And so he's like a bigger creator across all platforms, as many of the creators and speakers were, and was like, don't just create knowledge products for that small percentage. You need to create knowledge products, or products for what people follow you for. Like, what is
yeah.
the general reason why people follow you? For me, I'm assuming it's because I talk about mental health and grief and like storytelling in general, right? Well, could be podcast, like whatever it is. Like people generally follow you for a certain reason. Tap into that and lean into that. And then I forgot the woman's name. This is so bad, but she was on the same panel, but she was basically saying like survey your followers, ask them what they want, put a poll in your
yeah.
story on Instagram or on LinkedIn. I feel like LinkedIn polls are completely underestimated and people should definitely leverage LinkedIn polls. I did that and I started a group chat and manage LinkedIn influencers and creators, and that's how I became like really close friends with Walt and Justin. So anyway, all that to say, survey your people, ask them what they want, create what they want, and keep kind of iterating from there. But I don't know if you had anything to add on that, Justin, but that was like really mind opening for me.
I'm liking this little 1-2 we're doing because as you say things, I'm creative, but I'm also analytical, and I enjoy data and insights. So going back to LinkedIn and it being so underrated, only 1% of people on the platform create content on a weekly basis. So
Mm-hmm.
there's not enough content for the demand on the platform. So I'm just saying, if you don't
Mm,
create consistently on the platform, honestly, just start creating consistently. It's the perfect place to learn your voice, test things, honestly, throw paint on a wall. And then once you get into a nice little cadence, you'll see growth. So remember that 1%.
Yeah.
1%. Okay. That is still such a surprising number, like compared to like the other platforms where everyone's posting something.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I want to check in with the people tuning in, y'all. Also, y'all, uh, Justin Mimi like graciously granted their time with me, and I could go for like another hour, but I'm gonna let them go back to their lives and everything. They got like full on partners and everything. But so if you have any questions you want them answered real time, you drop them now. Any comments, thoughts, things you're trying to figure out, literally any question at all. If it's about like space time continuing and stuff, drop it too. I don't know if they got the answers or not, but drop them anyways. But want to go back through a few things, shout people out. Stephanie Cole, she's talking about the whole cringe comment. Her cringe is, and the reason why I want to share this, right, is because like I think we all have some type of thing we feel is cringy and kind of stupid and lame and all that stuff. I know I do. So like hearing what other people's is, it kind of normalizes it for me. Like, oh, I'm not the only one. Like everyone kind of feels this way. We kind of do it anyways. There was this I forgot what the name of the movie was. Maybe it was called Brave. I don't know. I was watching something with my niece, and there was like some lesson, like these Disney Pixar movies. Yeah, so such great life lessons in there, and they're talking about doing things afraid. Like that's really what being brave is, and a lot of the my creator journey. I was telling them before we started this live stream. I'm nervous before every single live stream. Every time I create content, little sweat droplets. You y'all probably seen them already too, but it just happens. But the idea of like leaning into like, yeah, I'm terrified, but I'm gonna do it anyways. It's like kind of bravery. So Stephanie was sharing her cringes recording herself trying to trying to learn the latest line dance. Still can't get that boots on the ground dance. I'm so ashamed. Help. We got you, Steph. We're gonna do a whole tutorial because I haven't tried it, but I'm gonna do it with you. Let's get it. Actually, next time we're in person, we're gonna do that together. We're gonna film ourselves. We're gonna look crazy. It'll be way after the trends are already over. But we're gonna do it anyways. Liam was sharing he loved that notes section. He's gonna put that in chat gpt, but he also dropped in something that could be helpful for people. Oh wait, this wasn't Liam, this was Rachel responding to Liam. There's a cool app she uses as a fellow ADHD squirrel focus bender. It's called Owl. It'll take your recorded notes, transcribe them, and share back different versions of the notes. Always love different kind of resources people are sharing.
So
Liam also
I
shared.
gotta I gotta comment right there, right? So
Oh,
something I've noticed is that a lot of people struggle with like, what should I create on LinkedIn if they're not consistently posting on LinkedIn? That was a perfect opportunity to create a piece of content there. You could just say, hey, as someone who has ADHD, I struggle with really generating notes, etc. Right? I found this I found this app, this platform called Squirrel allows me to do XYZ, da 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 da. This is how it's impacted my life. Blah 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 blah. Make sure you tag Squirrel and everything like that. And who knows, maybe the CEO or somebody in the C-suite might see it, and you can kind of like say some comments to them, and I pass it over to Mimi so she could share how that typically goes. But I know she had a similar situation happen like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
okay. Shout out to Coach J Money, Rachel. Today's May 19th. I am a fan of peer pressure and accountability. If we could get a video up by May 30th, Memorial Day,
We'll
you could
share it.
tag me in it. Yeah,
Yep.
tag us in it. This is the one place you could tag me in. I don't like when random people tag when stuff that has nothing to do with me, but like tag me in this because I want to share. I want to celebrate you as well because it might feel terrifying, but it's a lot easier than because you literally just did what you would do in the video, and it's just about sharing resources, being there. What'd you say earlier? Infopreneur.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Lean into
Well,
infopreneurship. Yep.
also, real quick, to even just give y'all more direction and bring it back to Teachable and Creator Economy NYC. At Connect, they had a quiz to learn what your creator type is. And if you go to my
Mm.
content, I made a post last week, so you can go to my page, Mimi Gonzalez, and just look through my posts. I have the link there. It's a or the QR code. So I recommend going on your desktop, scanning the QR code because I don't think it was public, but everyone can still access the link and get their creator type. And I found out I was a compass. So whatever your creator type was, you got to get a pin or a button for what type of creator you were. And I think that's like really helpful too. And it's super validating because you don't have to be a major influencer to know what your creator type is, right? You can be a consultant, you could be a speaker, you could be a coach, and you are a creator. Like you are a creator. How you disseminate and curate the information is, I guess, what your creator type is. So go check that
Mm.
out. And yeah, so just another resource
Okay,
to think of
I
too.
like that.
I'm
Um,
also a compass as well.
yeah, which makes sense.
Okay. You know what's funny?
um,
I like y'all because I my before this logo I have now, my previous logo was a logo of a compass. It's just there's a lot of
mm,
synergy. I'm gonna make my own button. What is that? Red and white? Is that what it is? What is
yeah,
that?
red and
Little pink,
purple or
red and
orange. Nope,
purple,
it's orange and purple. Yeah.
orange and purple. All right, ask my
Um, and
yeah.
I have to say this. Okay, I just have to say this.
I think I know what you're about to say. I want to hear it.
Yeah. Um, I would not have been able to survive that night of the conference without Justin. And I'm trying to figure out a way on how, and I'm probably going to get emotional right now, but I have to figure out a way to repay you because I suffer from like really intense anxiety and panic attacks. And that night of the conference, y'all, like had the best day. We had the best time. But my car got stuck in the garage. And I'm from Hartford. So I had to
Oh,
drive 2 hours, actually 3 hours to get to the space. Couldn't access my car. And the group, we had Kimmy, we had Edwin, we had Justin, we had I had a group of folks with me who literally stayed with me. The group had to go, and Justin stayed with me the whole time. I'm on the phone with my fiance trying to troubleshoot on how the hell I'm gonna get my car or go home, and Justin stayed the entire time. And like that's what I mean, that's what we mean when we say like your LinkedIn friends or your friends that you meet online can literally become like people who you trust with your life, because that's literally how I felt that night. And like I just can't thank you enough or repay you on or just tell you enough on what that did for my nervous system. I just felt really safe and I appreciate that. So I had to say
I'm
that.
happy.
oh,
I'm happy I was there, and most importantly, there's no need to repay me back. Like that's what friends do. Like friends are just there for one another.
that's
Thank you.
beautiful. Gentleman of the year. That's
Yeah,
like this that puts that connect back in connect conference, which y'all were talking about before, right?
Exactly.
I
literally,
Exactly.
like that. I
literally.
like that.
So,
Very big on community. I there's two questions in here. I had a question for y'all, but I want to trade my question time in for questions from Rachel. About kind of like the whole what's next and how to handle this stuff. Let's see. It's easy when growth is- Okay, I want to go with this one. If we have time, we'll go with the next one, or I'll just follow up with y'all and we'll create some content around it. Actually, what's one overlooked creator economy skill, soft or technical, you wish more people prioritize? And I'm gonna add an extra challenge on there. Can't say anything you've already said today.
I'll let you go first, Justin, and then I'll go.
Everything's content. Literally everything's content. Document, don't create. I recorded maybe 5 or 10 minutes of this conversation on my phone to have that POV. I didn't have to think about that. I don't know how I'm gonna use it. It could be B-roll. I can actually maybe clip something I said that's within that 5 or 10 minutes, but everything is truly content.
Yeah, I agree. Love you. Bye. Have a good time. Um, For me, I mean, I definitely we gonna bring the okay. Wait, I didn't get to talk about my favorite creator activation that was at the conference, but they had a space of like you have to throw away corporate phrases that you're just done with. So I'm gonna say +1 to that, Justin. +1 because I completely agree with what you're saying. Throw that shit away. Anyway, I would also say like right, just kind of bringing it back to the purpose of the conference, connecting, like community building. I will definitely say community building is definitely one of my superpowers for sure. But like just think back to when you were in school and you had a group project, like you had people that were not doing the work for the group, and then other people that were getting credit for it. You had people putting in all the work, right? Like just really think about how you want to be treated in community and how you're showing up, and yeah, just nurturing your community. I feel like, and I wasn't even expecting this, but a lot of the opportunities, the brand deals, speaking opportunities, right? The collaborations that came from me just genuinely nurturing my community because I love y'all, and like what I learn, I'm going to pay it forward and share. And it's vice versa. Right. And I would say that's the biggest thing, building community like intentionally. And not
Mm,
always expecting something in return, because
mm,
it's going to like everything is not a transaction. Like, and I treat it like that. Like life to me is so much bigger than content. I love it. Like I could spend all day creating content, but at the end of the day, it's about relationships and it's about how you show up for people, how they show up for you. And I think the biggest currency that exists today, especially with LinkedIn, is relationships. So
mm.
show up for your people.
I like that. I'm gonna throw mine in there. Journalism,
Yes,
like for
please.
anyone getting started, if you're stuck, just leaning into that journalism or just looking like just the fundamentals of it, the simple like who, what, where, when, why, how. If you just like implement that into your like content, that's a great way to get started if you're feeling stuck. Just kind of revert back to that because that kind of helps you to tell a story or what's going on or explain a little deeper. One other question, actually, I actually really love this one, and I want to we could like close out on this one actually. w- from Rachel again. Shout out to Rachel. How do you handle seasons? How do you handle the seasons when growth feels slow, but you know the vision is still valid?
Mm, that's an easy one for me.
Okay.
I just gotta jump in. For me, y'all, like I just finished saying, this is bigger than content. This is about life. Like, and it always boils down to like so many people have died in my life. Like, I don't question my purpose. I honestly don't even really struggle with self-doubt because I know that there's so many people that I'm putting on for. I'm putting on for my city. Like, I got places to go, money to make, like arenas to fill. Like, come on. Like, what do I look like doubting myself or doubting myself, especially in a slow season? And I feel like our temporary circumstances don't define us because if they did, we would not be able to grow, right? If you let having 2 to 3 thousand followers on LinkedIn and not a lot of likes and metrics define you, shit, you're gonna give up and you're never gonna grow and build community and do all the things that we're saying. So it's like really trusting the process, having fun, leaning all the way in, sharing in public, sharing your experiences, documenting, not creating, like Justin said, doing it with other people, hyping them up, and just really like life is fleeting. Like, don't get caught up in the metrics. Like, do it for you, do it for whatever it is that brings you joy. And like, that to me is like, that's helped me so much. And like the book The Creative Act is like one of the biggest things I could ever recommend any creator or anyone who wants to get into the creator economy. And one of the big key lessons of that book was detachment, like just detaching from the metrics and like really enjoying the process as you're doing it. So
Hmm.
that's what I would say.
Is that the one by Rick Rubin?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, I have the book. I have not opened it, so I guess it needs to jump up on
Overstand the
my
assignment now. Yes.
yeah. Okay. To answer the question, all right. So I'm a very spiritual person. Um, Faith is belief in the unseen, and faith without works is dead.
Mm,
So in the slow seasons, if I truly have faith in what I'm pushing, that's my vision. I must keep going. And honestly, I will double down on it during that season as well. That does not mean that I will not test and learn. That does not mean that I won't iterate, thinking through like maybe I should shift how I present my vision, but I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to
mhm,
change if I truly believe in my vision.
Mm, I like that. Actually, I think kind of those slow periods allows you to truly believe in it, right? That like rapid growth is great, but sometimes it actually can create other problems if you don't have like a system for
mhm,
it. I think when I was in the Creator Accelerator program LinkedIn did, I think something that I noticed that other people in the program kind of already had like a kind of a system in place to help them. And for me, it was just like all new to me. And I was like, oh, I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was for what all came with that moment and momentum and how to kind of put the battery in my own pack. So it was like a lesson real time afterwards. But for me, like so sure, right? I love new growth. Inspired by the whole natural hair journey. Like with me, when the hair starts to grow, like people usually hide this, but just kind of diving deeper into my own hair journey, just kind of learn to really embrace the what's called
mm,
as like the ugly phase and everything. Cause there's a lot of lessons in there. For me, what helps me is honestly community. Um, there, people kind of remind me of what I'm doing. Someone commented on a post recently, just hearing like really believe in what I'm doing, and I replied back. And I was like, I actually kind of lost belief a couple times, but kind of found it again, real time, just because there's so many different options or paths to take, and just like pulling you in different directions. And recently, I just kind of remembered um, what where I started and what the mission was where I started. And sometimes it's easy to lose track as it, especially as you get to new areas and journeys and everything. So that fast growth can kind of throw you off the track.
well,
Um,
real quick, like with that, I think that was like another key theme at the conference was like systemizing like your work, right? And I think that's so important. I just want to like read my reflection. I was journaling. Um, so I said, I've been reflecting on a big question of does my nervous system consent to this? Like, if I'm going to
Mm,
take on a new project, a new task. And I'm not going to lie, I'm getting a lot of visibility on LinkedIn right now, and everybody wants access to me, but not anybody can just have access, right? It's just like having that discernment and being strategic with who has access to you, to your time. And it's not always bad, right? Most of the time it's positive, but you have to have discernment with your time and your energy. And so, reflecting on that question, does my nervous system consent to this? And that's interesting, right? Because when you're creating all the time, it can be easy to say yes to everything, especially when you're having this visibility. And the next thing you know, you have a million things to do before you even ate, before you even moved your body for the day. Um, and I generally like have fun and love this space, but it's important to pump the brakes, not take on too much. And that's why systems are important, which is something all the creators are speaking on, like having systems so you basically aren't becoming victim. A lot of folks are 9 to 5 quitters, right? Or like Teachable has their newsletter, the 9 to 5 Quitters Club. A lot of the
mm,
creators that we were talking about, some have full-time jobs, but a lot of them are also 9 to 5 quitters and are full-time like creatorpreneurs, right? Like that's the goal for a lot of people. So you don't want to become victim to getting back into the same cycle of being at the agency or the mercy of other people. Like you want agency, you want freedom for the things that you want to do, the things that you want to create. So that's kind of like a new presented problem too, that even as you're in your creator journey, to what both of y'all were saying, you have to iterate as you go. Like the more you grow, the different challenges that you're going to be presented with, more slow seasons. It's not consistent income being a creator, right? It's like you have to really be strategic with that. But having systems in place, right, can really help you with that and not want to give up, and really know that you're in this for the long haul. So systemizing is a really huge part of it.
man, that is huge. And y'all don't get too lost in the systems too. Like if you take it forever to
Hmm.
build your system, like
Right.
sometimes it does take for a while time, but sometimes you might be doing a little too much. Like you take you out your creator zone.
Hit up Anna
Um,
Bullock. She'll get you right.
Man, yes, she will. Big shout out to Ann. I got to be on her podcast. It's coming out tomorrow, I believe. I'm really excited. She's an incredible host. Yeah, check it out. Love your business, mom. Out on all the things, all the things.
Do you
Yeah,
all
thank
see
y'all.
how like we're just mentioning people, but we all are familiar with the people that we're mentioning? It's because we
Secret
build
society.
So
community.
meta.
We're building relationships on the platform. And even if we didn't meet these people at the same time, we all have met them at some point.
Hmm.
So the relationships really do matter.
Man,
That part.
they do. And shout out to the secret societies out there too. You don't have to make sacrifices to join them. At least not the ones I've made. Um, y'all, how much time? Y'all gotta wrap it up.
What
I'm
time
good for
is
another like
it?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right, we're gonna
Yep.
Oh yeah,
answer
we could do five.
one
We could do
question.
five. We could do five.
We're
Yeah.
gonna answer one question. And some of these questions, or this one question, we're gonna get back to later on. But key tech stacks that y'all suggest.
Whew.
Give us just only give us three.
That's so hard. Um,
Hmm.
Creator Match. If y'all are not using Creator Match, what are you doing? Definitely
I
go to
love it.
Google Chrome extension, download Creator Match, especially if you're trying to really take your LinkedIn creator journey seriously. Shout out to AJ, Tara, the team. Creator Match definitely number one. It's free
Yep.
99. We love free. The tech stacks really depend on what type of creator you are. So, like, well, I'm also a podcaster, so I love Riverside. Riverside can take all my money. I love Riverside so much. But it depends on what you use for your tech stack. And I would say Notion, Notion and Beehive. I don't know. It's so hard to just choose three. But I love
No, please
Notion. I'll
do it.
go with
Nothing
Notion.
wrong.
Notion is literally, and you'll hear a lot of creators refer to it as their second brain, but just being able to integrate with Notion Mail and getting everything organized, like is it's unmatched for me. I've been really loving Notion lately.
All right, Justin.
I'll give you three. I'm more so towards the beginning of my creator journey, and I'm kind of just playing around with various software platforms, etc. So I want to tell y'all the nitty gritty of what I do today. So I take screenshots on LinkedIn of content that I like. I also save videos to my phone from TikTok as well. Use those for inspiration. I know I could probably throw this all into Notion and tag it up and all this stuff, but I haven't played enough with Notion yet, so I'm not going to mention Notion, but that's something I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then I typically take definitely the screenshots. I will upload them to Chat GPT, and I would include like, hey, use this as inspiration. Here's my take on blah 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 blah, and utilize all of the things I've inserted in Chat GPT over these past few months or years. Utilize my voice, blah 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 blah. Generate a LinkedIn post for me, or generate a LinkedIn script for me, and then I will have a full fledged conversation with Chat over and over again until it's about 60-80% baked out. Then I put my Justin secret sauce on it, and then we run that play. Oftentimes, I'm doing this in my bed. Most of my LinkedIn posts, if it's not a video, I am laying in bed doing all of this, making it happen.
Glad you're getting your rest,
So
friend. Need that.
you, Mimi, you already know how I feel about that.
We're not talking. Why did I even? You don't move on.
Yeah,
We're
hold
not
up.
talking about it right now. I'm gonna move
We're
right
supposed to
along.
But
eat
Both of
that's
y'all
cereal
be
in about
coming for me.
5 minutes,
Dang,
though.
I put myself in a
What the
trap.
hell?
but
Yeah,
my
you
tech
you gonna
stack
rest over here?
primary but my tech stack is really nitty gritty. I utilize screenshots on my phone. I put a lot of ideas in my notes app on my phone, and I just take it all to Chat GPT. And that's something that if you aren't that technical just yet, you can do that today.
Hmm.
Mm,
Well, real quick to just like on the part of screenshots, Tara, if y'all are not following Tara Knight, y'all all need to follow her right now
Please
too.
follow her.
She leads creator partnerships at Creator Match. Um, but she actually just made a post because she got a brand deal recently too with Scribe, and that's something I'm kind of like interested in like playing around with. But basically, you all of the tasks that you're doing every single day, you can use Scribe to record and document your process to, create a SOP or standing operating procedure to basically help delegate or like however you're going to do it, right? You could even create a digital product by that and sell it and monetize it, right? Like whatever your process is, Scribe can record it for you and boom, you have a documented process. Because like if you have repeated tasks that you're doing every single time, this is something that can kind of help with that. So yeah, I thought that was pretty fascinating and I want to check that out. Scribe.
okay.
AK, I heard that there is money to be made in these creator economy streets.
Especially on
Mm.
LinkedIn.
I'm about to hit up
Yes.
Tara. We got that whole monetization conversation live. But yeah,
Hmm.
definitely follow her. Um, Honestly, I use a lot of different apps, so I'll just share the three that I'm learning right now. One is Choppity, which is a video editing tool.
Hmm.
I love their team. They're out in the UK, but they're just amazing, and the stuff they do and create is really incredible. I'm using it right now to create clips from long form content, and also um, do like screen recording of like how I'm doing certain stuff because I'm trying to share a little bit more about how it work. The other one I'm learning right now is called Poppy AI. Now this one I'm very interested in. I'm a video creator, and this is a tool, the first tool I've come across that actually knows what's going on in the video. So, and it's really good at processing long form videos as well, and it
Mm,
has chat integrations in it and all this stuff. So
awesome.
Poppy AI, and then
I'm
the
gonna write that
last
down.
one is, yeah, write it down. Actually, I'll do a whole video on each of these too. And then Napkin AI is one that like I think this is going to help me with my video game, having different visual elements to add into what I'm talking about. So I'm really excited about that one too. So Poppy AI is kind of my strategy, pre-production, post-production recap. Napkin AI is going to come into post-production a little bit, and then Choppity is what I'll be using for bringing things together. I am still a very big Adobe Premiere Pro person, but I think every tool does a different job. And so Choppity, I think, is going to be something that kind of element in between. Rachel, you
Love it.
quick. You
I
quick.
know. I
The
love that. She
comment.
was quick with it. She's adding stuff in
Yeah,
there.
Rachel, let me know in the comments if you're using Poppy AI, because just so we gotta get
I
on these calls.
I can't believe I didn't mention this one. CapCut.
Oh yeah, I can't live without Capcom.
Me either.
Big one. That's a big one. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. 'Cause we definitely went over that 5 minutes. Keep the
It's
conversation
good
going
though.
in the comments. I want to know what y'all are using in your tech stack. I got some things to do, but I'm gonna pop in probably in the next hour or two to kind of react to some more of these comments. Appreciate y'all. Rachel, I gotta connect with you because you out here
Hmm.
like like look at the resources. I love it. Thanks for sharing all of these. Mimi, Justin, thank you. I already know where everyone can find you, of course, on LinkedIn. We even say that, but just thank you for your time. If y'all want to tap in with them, please do. And if you have any additional questions, you don't want to put it on the comments because your boss might be watching. Feel free to DM me. I could get you some questions. You can reach out to them too. Appreciate y'all. Good
Thanks for
night.
having us. This is
Okay.
Thanks
awesome.
for having
Love
me.
you
Thanks for
both.
having us.
Love y'all so much. Love y'all. Talk to you